think the intro is. Okay, lads, we are live. It's our first ever live show. And what we're going to be doing this week is it's the game week 2 review. We're just going to talk about the fixtures that have gone. There's going to be no editing. So all your mistakes, I can't cover it, lads. Any jittering, any bandwidth issues, it's all going to be there for the world to see. So anyway, with that being said, lads, welcome. John, Gav, Nigel, how are we?
Feeling great. How are you guys?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You sure you're feeling great, bro, after that result of the weekend?
What was wrong with the result of the weekend?
We'll come to it. Anyway, so because John, you might be sort of leaving a little bit early, we're going to start with you, okay? I'm going to read off the fixtures results at the weekend, and then we're going to have to start with the Newcastle Liverpool one. So over the weekend, round 2 of the fixtures, we had on the Friday night, we had West Ham getting smashed 5-1 by Chelsea at home. Not looking good for them. I think Nigel may have predicted them as possible relegation candidates. That prediction is
West
looking good.
Jeez.
Yeah, West Ham 5-1 to Chelsea. We then had Man City losing at home 2-0 to Spurs. Don't know how Spurs keep doing it, but they keep beating Man City, and it's quite irritating because they're Spurs, but it is what it is. Bournemouth beat Wolves 1-0, Brentford beat Aston Villa 1-0, Burnley beat Sunderland 2-0. That's a relegation 6-pointer there, so great start, for Burnley on that one. We had Arsenal smashing Leeds 5-0 to go top of the table. So that was the Saturday's fixtures. Sunday fixtures, we had Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest drawing 1-1. We had Everton beating Brighton 2-0. I think I've got the result there incorrectly as 1-0 on the ticker, but it was actually 2-0. And then we had Fulham, Nigel, drawing with Man United 1-1. I did call that result, mate. And then finally, to end the weekend's fixtures, we had the Isaac Derby with Newcastle losing 3-2 at home to Liverpool, and that's where we're going to start. So, John, we're going to come to you first, pal. Give us your reaction to just how fluky that win was. Okay, last minute winner from the young teenager. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his surname, but John, give us your reaction to that match.
You know what? I've got a question for Nigel. Nigel, do you remember in the Fergie days, United were well known for getting it out of the mud, and they had this way of playing where they wouldn't play well, but they would win games, and it was always the mark of champion. I don't know who coined that phrase. Do you remember, Nigel? Do you have an affinity to that feeling? Do you know about
I remember.
just
I remember. No, you're totally correct. All right.
And there's something about when you win dirty, you win slimy, you win when you don't deserve it. Do you know what I'm saying? And that Newcastle game was an epitome of, I will sit here and tell you, we didn't deserve to win the game. But you know what happens when you have certain guys in your team that are just winners? Mo Salah, he did what he does. Nothing the whole game, but then gets the assist. Ekatike, he's coming. People were doubting him. Scores again. 3rd game in a row. Let's talk about him at some point, please. Dom Szoboszlai, wherever you put him, he does a job. Yeah, and I can't knock him for that. Don't get me wrong. He has his detractors because I think we expect more from him in terms of what he was meant to bring as a number 10 attacking midfielder. But what a game. What a game. I ain't gonna lie. It got to 2-2. I was fuming. Because we did to them what they thought they were gonna do to us. Does that make sense? So when the Darwin Núñez came on, we were 10 men down. Virgil van Dijk got sent off because of the Isaac challenge. Come on, scored 2 goals, win the game, get out of there.
Yeah.
We did it again.
Yeah.
We did it again. And we've done this a few times now. We've been doing this since last season. And to add, before I go, we're not playing well, lads. We're not playing well. We haven't played well all pre-season, but we're
I think
somehow
it's gone
knocking them out of
past.
the park.
Has it not gone past
What's
you
that,
not playing well?
Gav?
Hasn't it gone past you
Huh?
not just simply? Hasn't it gone past? It's more than just you not
No,
playing well.
because the reason why I would say it's not gone. No, the reason why I would say it's not gone past us playing well, right, is because there's been a lot of changes in our team. We're playing like a different formation, and I think like when you watch your team and aesthetically, you have to almost get used to what the manager's trying to do. And I think the team or the 11 that he's putting out there are still getting used to having a Wirtz in there, playing in the 10, this kind of free role. Ekitike up top is doing a bit of a different job as well. Because if you put Darwin Nunez in the chances Ekitike had over these last 3 weeks, or 2 weeks, sorry, he don't score. He don't do the things that he does. So we can see the difference Ekitike makes in the type of footballer that he is.
You
Compared to
mentioned
Darwin Nunez, because he was more of a passion. Was that Gav?
you mentioned attacking players. Like how many goals you conceded this season?
It's 4,
How many
isn't it?
points did we get this season? How many points?
Oh,
did we
come
get this season?
on, we're having a conversation.
How many points did we get this season? How
On.
many points did we get this season? How many points did we get?
When I said you're not
But-
playing well, hang on. When I said you're
Yeah.
not playing, I weren't talking about scoring goals. The guys you mentioned are all about scoring goals. I don't think Liverpool's problem is scoring goals. When I say you're not
It is,
playing
though.
well this season, how many goals you want to score?
To a degree.
How? Like I'm
Well,
sure you scored the most
if you
goals.
watch that, if you watch 6, I think we've scored. I think so far now, 6 goals. But then, like you said, we've conceded 4. Is that right?
It sounds about
You've
right.
conceded 4, yeah. You've conceded 4, 2 to
4,
Bournemouth,
4.
2 to
So
Newcastle.
we got goal difference of 2. Yeah, but I think that's to do with the change in the system. Effectively, we're
No, you
playing a
beat
different
Bournemouth.
way.
You beat Bournemouth 4-2 you plus 3.
Goal
You
difference
scored
is 3,
7
yeah.
goals. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
7
plus 3.
scored
Sorry.
7.
Yeah.
You scored 7
Yeah.
and you conceded 4. That don't sound like a team that's struggling to score goals. That sounds like a team that's
I
struggling.
mean,
to
we're
keep
2 weeks into the. If Gav, ask me this after 10 games, and then I'll give you a definitive answer. I think it's hard to judge a team's performance, attacking and defensive, 2 games in. It's hard to give a like. Are we bad defensively? Probably. Are we great offensively? Probably. But we can't say for sure. Give us 10 games. See where we're at. See where the holes are in the team. Because obviously, if the same mistakes are happening week on week, then you can turn around and say, "Do you know what? Defensively, you lot are lacking." Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I don't. I'm not you in particular, but you hear the ranting and about Virgil. You hear the ranting and raving about Kanate. You're both your fullbacks were meant to be the best signings ever. You've replaced Trent. Well, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you what the date working with.
There was hype around them. I give you that. There was a lot of hype around them.
PR was crazy. I think the PR was crazy.
There was a lot of hype around them.
I think the loss of Trent is bigger than anyone realized.
Yes.
Because
Do you know what? That Gavin, you raise a very, very good point, and I think we're gonna see less and less of Mo Salah moving forward. But we could talk about that on another day, because I think there's a connection there that we're missing at the moment. But yeah,
and I also think the way that Trent wasn't a great defender, but his positional play was better than what I've seen from you lot so far, because he didn't need to go on the opposition's byline to create something. He could sit on the halfway line and whipping across, and set someone up or line up Salah with a chance. So then, if the ball was to turn over, he's on his way back. Do you know what I mean? My little boy's learning how to play wing back, and I'm trying to show him to preserve energy, because running to the byline and having to track back to defend is just a bit of a mad thing. Whereas if you can do what Trent did, you're halfway to your own goal, where you can do a lot of defending. I think I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do against you, because if I don't know, me,
I'm nervous about that match coming up, because obviously we've got some injuries that we're gonna have to contend with. Like our best player Saka isn't going to be available for that, which is bloody annoying. But this is what I said.
You don't have a great record at Anfield as well.
We don't know. I mean, we have won the league there before. But in saying that, right? What worries me, or not worries me, but the prediction that I made a couple of weeks ago was Liverpool's issue has never been scoring goals. This is why the Isak pursuit kind of doesn't make sense to me. When you've got Ekitike already, your problem isn't scoring goals or creating chances. It's at the other end. So to me, while you're prioritizing, trying to sign Isak or whatever, whether that happens or not, like you should be looking to get in another centre back. Like you've been linked with Guehi and whatnot, but now there's whispers about Man City coming in.
Yeah, I
Listen,
heard that.
Konate don't look like he wants to be there, brother, or that his head's not in it. Like he's a problem, and Van Dijk is
2
another
games in.
year older.
2 games in. Two
Bruv,
games in.
say 2 games in,
It's
bro,
hard to pass judgment.
but
It's hard to
from
pass
the
judgment
Community
after 2
Shield,
games.
but from the Community Shield, and then these 2 games, bro, Konate's head don't look like he's in it, and there's talk about him wanting to go to Real Madrid, be it this summer or on a free. Like you lot need to be prioritizing signing centre backs, bro. Like
Yeah,
leave the
I think
Isak
get
thing
the job
alone.
done. I
Yeah,
think when you look at the history of a lot of Liverpool transfers, we tend to get the job. We tend to get the guys that we want, and we tend to fill the gaps that we need to. It might not be when we're because I remember when we signed. I think we just lost the Champions League to Madrid. The Madrid, when Bale scored the Hove kick and we signed Fabinho the following day, bro. Changed our whole perspective on our defensive outlay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I trust that Julian Ward and the other guys will make the right decisions in getting the right players in that we need. And it might be that they sit on someone for a year and then get them in next summer. They're known to do that. They did it with Van Dijk. Do you know what I mean? We were meant to get Van Dijk, I think, the summer before. He ended up coming in January. Do you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I know Liverpool are willing to do business in a way that might not be conventional in terms of what it looks like right now. But in the sense of moving forward, I know they've got a target. They've definitely got a target. And whether that target comes now or in Jan or next summer, we'll just wait and see. But I hear you guys' concern, especially with it defensively. It's not looking good. But it's 3 games in. This is the perfect time to play us, right?
Well, it's 2 games in. I will say
Sorry,
this.
See what you're trying
It's
to
2 games in, but I will say this. I actually agree with John. First and foremost, Konate is a much better defender than what you're seeing right now. So if whatever is going on in his head, if the club can sort that out, and even if he is going to leave at the end of the season, if they could sort that out, then you as a duo, you will have enough to get you through the season. He is much better than what we're seeing. I will say, Sabaz, like,
doesn't that make Dave right now?
doesn't that
You sound like you're
make
agreeing
me
with
right.
because you're saying that he's a better defender, agreed. You're saying that he's not doing what he needs to do because the stuff's going on in his head, agreed. So therefore, Dave's right. It's more what Dave's saying. It's not 3 games in, he's still gonna have Madrid on his case. Potentially.
Let Nigel land.
So
let him land.
look. This is it. As soon as that transfer window shuts, right, you're either gone or you're not. Now you have 2 options. You either not get your head down and play and perform so Madrid come back for you either in January or the end of the season, or you can kiss that dream goodbye, right? So, and it really is, for me, it's as simple as this. I will tell you that. So Buzz, like right back, I thought he actually did pretty well. If you're going to talk about defenders and where I think you should be really concerned about is Kirkhead. Okay, I think he's going to be a big problem for you guys, and I actually see you bringing back Robertson for some part during the season to reclaim that and give Kirkhead some time to settle in. With him, he's been in the Premier League for ages, but that goal that Guimaraes scored, what was Kirkhead doing? It's like he literally ducked out the way. That for me was inexcusable. I know Konate is much better than what you're seeing, so he will find form. It's very difficult to comment after 2 games. But your defense will get better. I'm not saying it's elite, or I'm not saying it's anywhere near Arsenal's, but you'll definitely have it. You won't continue to see. I'll be amazed actually if you continue to see this after we come back from the international break. That I will say. I told David before when he was here, I'm not seeing there's 100 million in bets. I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it.
2 games.
I'm not.
2 games.
No, but just when he's controlling I just don't see it. I don't see 100 million plus pound football.
You're downplaying the fee there, bro. It's just 116 million. Let's
He's worth one.
Don't do that.
No, out of all of them, I just don't see that. I think Salah's gonna have to find a new way to play. You're completely right about Trent. Although I will say he was dropped by Madrid. over the weekend. So I'm not quite sure what
Really?
that's saying. He's had a bit of a nightmare start at Madrid. So it looks like Liverpool suffering and he's suffering, but he's a good enough player. He should find form. But Alonso said, "Sit down. Let's take you out of the firing line for a little bit." So it'll be interesting to see the evolution of Salah's game, because that right hand side is functioning like a machine for what 6-7 years, something like that. So so that's gonna take time to come through. David, I actually disagree. I think with all the games that they could have this season, and if they have ambitions to win the Champions League, Ekitike up front by himself is not enough for the season. It's a long season. I actually do think they need Isak. I think with that, as an attacking force, they will have enough to challenge on 2 to 3 fronts this season. And I was looking at this study they looked at, I think, the top strikers from the top 5 leagues, and the 2 strikers in Europe in the top 5 leagues that are most alike, Ekitike and Isak. Yeah. So if Slot's trying to get a system in place, when you bring players in and out, and they try not to divert too much away from the system that you put in place, then actually those two players are actually ideal for Slot and ideal for Liverpool. And also it would, because there's going to be I think to keep they follow his finishes list. Last night's finish was actually really good, but other than that, he's been bumbling. I think he's been getting lucky and bumbling balls in the back of the net and getting the benefit of ricochets. So that luck is soon gonna wear out. But then when that happens, you can bring Isak in and so take the pressure off him. We should all learn from what happened with Højlund, who's a better player than what you guys saw. But you can see everything was on his shoulders, so it'd be good to share some of the weight with Isak, and I actually think it's a good transfer for you guys to do.
All right. Before we move on to
I've got a message. I've got a message for the Newcastle board. Let my man go. Let him go. I don't want to be there no more.
No, I disagree.
Him go. Why, no. Nigel?
I think because there's a way.
He's down tools.
No, exactly. But you signed the contract. When he took that picture smiling, I looked at the picture when he signed the contract. He was smiling, teeth grinning. Okay, so no one held a gun. No one held a gun to his head, and there has to be discipline. I think I don't know if it's a younger generation or whatever. You signed the contract. You honored the contract. There's a lot of people, a lot of working class families and they want to spend their little pennies to go and get the shirt with his name on the back. Those are the people who you play for, and you represent the club. Okay, he could have mentioned at the beginning. No, all I've heard is that someone at Newcastle, who first and foremost said,
Director.
that I could go.
It was that woman. No. The woman that I think she's
Amanda Staveley.
Amanda Staveley.
She promised him some sort of money. I don't know
what do you mean? So, but why do you sign the contract? So it's like me saying, I promised to pay you, but let's not put it in writing.
You're right. Right,
yeah.
but she left.
But this happens in football.
He had the relationship.
No, but yes, exactly. How many? Is this the first time you've ever heard a gentleman's agreement in football? Because as far as I've heard this so many times. Oh, we're the gentleman's agreement. Well, then for me, you sack your agent, right? That is not how you look after my best interest. No, we've heard this too many times, and I've heard no names mentioned, right? And no one's been held accountable. So for me, it never happened. It's such an easy statement to say, and it's something that you can't prove. Where was it? Where was this promise made? In the toilet? Well, like, where?
His story.
No, but wait.
No, imagine you go to the toilet and I just say something in passing.
Wait, but Nigel, do you remember when Cristiano Ronaldo wanted to leave Man United, but Sir Alex was like, "Give us one more season"? That was a gentleman's agreement. He wanted to leave. But he had an agreement with the manager to say, give me one more season and then you can go. So it does happen in football. There are gentlemen's agreements. Yes, it's whether they're honored or not, we are unaware of. And because it's not written in a contract, that's why it's deemed a gentleman's agreement. And this does happen.
But this one, you see that gentleman's agreement, it was very clear, it was very public because it's Manchester United. Give us till the end of the season and we will let you go. You see the Amanda Staveley, she's been gone for ages. So how do we not know that she didn't say in January you can go? But Liverpool never made a bid in January. That means that agreement was for the January transfer window. It doesn't mean it lasts forever. Okay? The Ronaldo one stipulated, give us this season at the end of the season. He sulked if you remember, he sulked a little bit in the beginning. He wasn't performing. And then when the window shut, then he got on, and then we let him go at the end of the season. But all it says that someone said
and
that
he gave
I
you a
could leave.
Ballon d'Or season as well. And he gave
There
you a
you go.
Ballon d'Or season as well. You know
That's what he said.
So
That's
like there
that's
are
it.
agreements. Yeah, that's what he's got to do. And granted, the person he made an agreement with isn't at the club anymore. But the Newcastle owners, he don't want to be there. Let him go. Let him go. Let's move
You
on.
gotta make
Let's get on with the
no.
football.
This has to be
Like-
the year this has to be the year that we make the statement that if you don't want to be there, don't sign the contract. Everyone knows when your contract expires, you can leave. No, he didn't have to sign the contract, right? But you can't take the money and be happy and smiling, grin, and post on Instagram, right? And then as soon as things don't go your way, then you throw your pipe and then refuse. Imagine you're saying, I refuse to honor my contract. I refuse to turn up or play for the club, but you're still going to pay me. Like, how does this make sense? Explain that.
And what doesn't make sense with me when we're talking about the Isak situation is why has he waited until every other team has signed their striker?
That was my next point. Before
coming out and being like, "Oh, I want to leave." Like, why not say it right at the start of the summer, right as the season has ended?
I've seen this Crystal Palace listen to the FA Cup trophy. That should have been the first thing he said on his Instagram. Free Isak. That's what he should have been saying.
Free Isak, you know.
Right. Before we move on to the next match, which is going to be the Arsenal Leeds game, and Eze's unveiling. John, prediction. From what you've seen so far, how confident are you in a retaining your title this season?
I think we can retain the title only if we getting enough bodies to kind of fight on all fronts. I know there is. I know with the core men of the squad, they want to win the Champions League. That's like a lot of them have mentioned that in a lot of their interviews. But I want to win the league again personally because I think doing it back to back is special, and only special clubs do it back to back.
I agree.
You think you will? You think you will do it?
Do I think? Well, I didn't think we'd win the league last season. So to answer the question, no. I didn't expect us to go back to back. No, I didn't expect. Do you know what I mean? But we can, if we get Isak in and get a Guehi, I think, and another midfielder, potentially, we're good.
How
I
long you
think
got
we
left?
can go and fight on all fronts.
That's a lot of work.
I think man for man. So my prediction for what next Sunday is that right?
Yeah, Sunday. I think
Anfield. 2-1 Liverpool.
Okay. I'm gonna go 1-1 for that one. But I'll save the rest of my predictions for mine and Nigel's prediction show on Friday. So yeah, on that note, John is predicted for Liverpool to go the season undefeated if they sign Isak Guehi and another midfielder. Right. So moving on, we've got Arsenal beating Leeds 5-0. Gav, let me come to you on this one, my brother. Give us your take on that game and the Eze signing, all of it.
Eze signing was beautiful moment, beautiful story for the bro. Why you not, Nigel? Why do you always do this when I start talking? You start laughing.
Because I wish I could post our. I wish I could post our WhatsApp chats on this one. When the news that Eze was going to Spurs. Oh, what are we going to sign him for anyway? He can't play on the left. We don't need no Eze. Who cares about Eze? As soon as he signed him, yes, he's coming home. He's one of our own.
He is.
I was like, you cannot make this up.
Listen,
I couldn't believe it.
Let me explain something, Nigel. My alliance was with Arsenal. My alliance was with Arsenal. If he was signing for Man United or Spurs, I don't like the guy no more. But he did the right thing.
But it was just a switch. I swear it was the day before, and then the news broke that evening. By the time I woke up and I read your messages, I was like, what?
It was 2 days before.
Why are we signing him? He can't play on the left. There's no place for him. Oh, what they got better. Ethan. Yeah, we got Ethan. Remember that? We got Ethan.
I didn't saw it. What I said was
Wanyeri. That's what you were saying.
What I said was we did it. I give him the reason.
Sleep, I wake up.
I was giving him the reasons why I think we wouldn't sign him. I said Eze would be great, but he's a bonus. But now he seems to be the main guy, and I've done a bit after our conversation. And you let me know that he's the difference maker. Nigel, you're the one that told me that he is the reason we're going to win the Premier League.
Yeah, and I remember you were dismissing it.
You want
Wanyeri. Believe in Martinelli.
You want me to be consistent. Don't do that. I said we're going to sell Martinelli, which I think we still will. But you want me to be consistent. I'm asking you to be consistent.
Hey, listen,
Eze-
I think it's a great signing.
Wins us the Premier League. That's what you told me.
Look, I think it's a great signing. Exactly what I was saying when I thought he was going to Spurs. I'm not backtracking on my words.
Are you doing your prediction? And you now think Arsenal going to win the Premier League?
Let's see when the window shuts because
He was all we needed.
let's see when the window shuts. No, because look what John just said of what they needed. If
We're both backtracking.
No.
Backtracking. I called you to win the league, mate. Remember?
No, not you,
prediction.
not you, John. Not you, John.
Oh.
I'm talking about Nigel. Because Nigel said in the WhatsApp group, he thought he was going to Spurs that we need to sign him because he'll get us over the line. But now he's saying he needs to see
Okay, let me ask you a question, Gavin. Let me ask you a question. If Liverpool sign all the players that John just mentioned, what do you think, honestly? If they have Etikite and Isak up front, right? As good as Gokers is, as good as Eze is, if Liverpool have Etikite and Isak up front over the course of 38 games, and they fix their back line,
I would change my prediction. I'll take them from 4th to 3rd or 2nd. They're not winning the league. Liverpool aren't winning the league this season. They're not going to be in that bracket of teams that retain the title. No one can convince me. I've not seen anything to convince me. I've said it before. I'll say it again.
Liverpool
But they got the refs on their side, man. They got the refs on their side.
You lot, refs on our side is crazy.
It's not.
Nasty work.
You know it's true.
Nasty work.
Wait, as of today, right now, I already said with David, before Eze signed, we went through your entire squad. I think you've got a top 2 keeper. I think you got the best central pairing in the league. I think you got a top three right back, top three left back. You're 3 in the middle. Other than the only one I think that I can compare to you right now is, I love that Newcastle midfield. I've got to be honest, right? But you've definitely got a top 2. You got top 2 in terms of your 3 in the middle.
Who's the 3 in the middle?
Bokers and Joe Linton. The way they work together, man. Honestly,
no, I'm talking about Arsenal. You can't.
Zubermendi, Rice, and Odegaard.
They might not be there. This is the thing with Arsenal now. You can't even predict what we're going to do. We might throw Norgard in.
But before you signed Eze,
if we're going to play teams in 16th, we might throw Norgard in there. You know, we go back to OT. If you lot come
okay, I could tell you right now. You play
Norgard
more than 10 games this season. Liverpool's winning it hands down. They'll win the league.
There you go.
We weren't playing.
Let me tell you that now. I'm saying you do that, they'll win the league by February. I'm just telling you.
Right. We're playing against the bottom 5 at home.
But then, remember the conversation? I said the only weak spot was your left wing, right? Other than that, you had
You're right.
This is why Arsenal have no excuses now. This is why they've got no excuses now. They've got Eze now. They've got no excuse. I don't want to hear nothing about injuries. I don't want to hear nothing this season.
I agree.
Many of you, I don't want to hear nothing. You spent the
how can we have no excuses but Liverpool the title favourites?
No, your favourites. I made you.
No, we're not favourites. Your favourites. No,
because we won it last season.
No. With Eze,
But we've been told year in year out.
No. With Eze, with that conversation was had before you signed Eze. Okay, now that you signed Eze,
to win the league,
it's completely different now.
Who's your pick
going to win the league? My head or my heart?
Your head. Your head.
Heart's the Man United. Your head. Don't listen. What's your head saying?
My head right now, I think the strongest on paper right now. No, the strongest on paper right now is Arsenal. With that Eze signing, it's changed everything. Right.
Anyway,
But if Liverpool made the signings that John is talking about, then it swings the other way. That's why I said it's very difficult for me to say anything until that window shuts. It really is.
I don't think they're strong.
Really is.
I can't see Slot doing back-to-back, personally, but I've got no foundation.
But you didn't expect him to win it last season either. This is the thing. So
I didn't expect a lot of things happened last season, but everything that happened in his favour last season isn't happening this season.
Look,
what happened in his favour?
All right, so what happened on Sunday, gone, Odegaard, Saka getting injured, them two not playing together for however many games last season was a big W for you lot. This season, we've got ballers that can come in and take their place, and we're not going to feed it like last season. If this happened last year, we're done out on Sunday. Finished. Absolutely finished. And that's not going to be...
I swear, wasn't Saka's first game back from injury against Robertson at the Emirates and he bodied him? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I've tried to forget.
Remember,
it.
he scored the first goal. He ripped Robbo, bro.
My point is that Saka and Odegaard didn't play majority of the season together, and they're both out now. This season, it's a different kettle of fish because we got players that can replace both of them that are maybe not at the same level, but they're not. It's not such a big fall off.
The gap is.
That's why I'm not going to have it that easy, and I think they're letting me down at the moment in this theory. But what I was also saying is the pressure of Man City chasing you, which probably ain't the same Man City, is also something that he ain't experienced yet. Until he's experienced that, I can't really rate him as highly as a lot of people are rating him as a manager. But it's not about him anymore anyway. We're talking about the boy Eze, righty. I know you lot saw the video. I've seen the views shoot up once it got dropped in the WhatsApp group. So I know Nigel and Cyril went and checked that out straight away. Did you like it?
No, I definitely didn't watch that. Sorry.
I'm going to send you the link so you can watch it.
No.
Look, him coming out.
I don't need Ian Wright to tell. I don't need Ian Wright to tell me that Eze is a footballer. Do you know what I mean?
No. It's not that. It's just the interview, and it's the story behind it. The good.
Yeah, that he was at yours. You booted him out. Said he wasn't good enough or something like that. He went to some other teams. They booted him out as well. Said he wasn't good enough. It took him another 10 years to finally get to a position where he can make it. He can play in the Premier League. Well done to him. Like that's going through trials and tribulations, and that's
you know what the best part of the story?
It's a great story. But wait, that story has only just begun. The man hasn't even stepped foot on the pitch yet. Let's just make sure that he can handle the pressure and that he can handle 60,000 expected fans at the Emirates. Okay, all right. It's different playing at Selhurst Park. What's the capacity? Selhurst Park. What's the capacity? 20,000.
Wembley's similar to Emirates.
25, I think.
He's done that a couple of
times.
Is
at Selhurst Park, right?
Wembley's similar to Emirates.
You're tripling the pot. You're tripling. So you know at Crystal Palace when the ball rolls on this foot, it's okay. It's at Selhurst Park. It's all right. It's very different. It's very different at the Emirates. No, there's many people that's come bigger names than him, and they've shrunk in the shirt. And the other thing that I think you should be concerned about, I'm really worried about it. For all that you said about Liverpool and all that you said about Slot still got it over the line. All right. So you literally have no excuses here. And I think the difference between Arteta and Slot, you know when that Champions League starts, I think Arteta's got this thing in the mind where he wants to win the Champions League. I think he wants to win it more than Slot. And I would see him messing up the league in order to try and win that Champions League, get semi-final, get knocked out, and then leave the clear for Liverpool to take the league.
You think he wants to win the Champions League more than the league?
Yes. When he gets into Europe, you can see the glint in his eyes. You can see it. Whereas for me, I think Slot was focused in the Premier League. He knew what had to happen first.
I don't.
But anyway, you've got all the tools. Let's see if Arteta can bring it home. Like now, with all the players that you've got, it really does come now down to the quality of the manager. And now we can see how good he is.
I don't disagree. I think we've got a quality manager. But anyway, going back to Eze, I just think it's a beautiful story, and I think I'm a hopeless romantic, and I think the fact that I checked the fixture list, and you know who we've got on the last game of the season?
Who?
Nigel, do you know who we've got?
Spurs. Say Spurs. Please tell me Spurs. Oh, Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace at home. I can see it. You know you can see it too, John, can't you? You can see, bro, going back to Palace.
Imagine he was injured.
In that stadium being happy for him when he kisses that trophy and lifts it in the air. I can see it. It's written. Listen, this is God's work. You lot can't stop it. All you United haters, Liverpool fans, like you can't stop this. Spurs, whoever.
It's written.
It's written. It's written. When he picked up that phone, he said, hang on. When he picked up that phone, he said, listen, Mikel, I'm moving to North London. I don't want to wear a white kit unless it's that wavy third kit you lot got. What are you saying? Mikel made the call and we saw what happened on Sunday. Our number 10 is there. Our number 10 is there.
So if it's God's work for Arsenal to win the league, if you don't, is Arteta the devil?
Why you? Let's not even put that out there. Why are we bringing that energy?
It's God's work, isn't it?
Anyway, so yeah, that was a beautiful moment. And then the game, we started off. I was worried when we started because it was a game where the result is what the result I was expecting at the beginning. I didn't think it was going to come, and I didn't really know what was. I couldn't put my finger on what was going wrong. To be honest, I think it's just a matter of things working, things clicking. But you know who I'm really impressed with? Both of them, to be fair, and they both shone in both games. Calafiori and Timber. Calafiori to set up that goal he's done what we've been asking our playmakers to do for 2 games. As far as putting the ball in the channel and setting up the guy Gyökeres. Timber's just a beast. The guy, he's getting better and better. I think, was it you, Nigel, that said top 2 or 3 right backs?
So, as in terms of positions, you've definitely got undisputed, and it's not, you can't even argue it, the top 4. Now with Eze, your left side was the weakest one before, but I didn't think you had the top
Agree.
4 left side. Yeah, but now you got a top 4 position. No matter what team you support and no matter how you organize it, you will not find. You cannot tell me there's 3 other players that are better in a particular position than what you have at Arsenal. But obviously, first team
right now, Timber's just, I think he's class. I think the guy's the mentality for his age as well.
It's his mentality. You can see it,
and he's getting better and better. Yeah, he wants it. He wants it, and he's very, like, even when you interview, he's just a normal, like, he's a normal guy. And I think one thing we're getting in the team now as well with these signings is personality. We're getting a lot of personality. So, but yeah, I think Timber was great. Calafura is great. Defenders didn't have much to do. Reyes' save was because if they score that header, which again he's done what he needs to do. The midfield was better than the United game. Rice was on it. Zubi, people saying he's struggling, but I like what he's doing. I like the way he breaks up play. I like what he's trying to do as far as punching the ball into the attacking line. Saka was quiet, but then he does a madness and sadly goes off injured. Thank God it's not going to be for too long. Odegaard, I don't know what Dave thinks of Odegaard at the moment, but I feel like he's showing glimpses of the Odegaard we know and love. But it's like it's not an ability.
Yeah, he is. He's showing glimpses. But my issue with him is his shooting is still utterly gash. You know, he needs to fix that because when it comes to passing, amazing passer. You know, he leads our press from the front, but his shooting is so bad, and that's where he's letting himself and the team down.
I think it's a lot of confidence as well because was it Wanyeri that came on? He just doesn't. I think in the group we was talking about with Kunle, there's a couple times Gyökeres was through and he didn't play the ball. He just not doing what he's meant to do. Like, as much as we may laugh at Bruno, but that's a guy that he's going to try and he's going to be confident. I think if Eze is here to compete for that position, Odegaard might need to look over his shoulder, to be honest, because Eze ain't going to be doing. He's got the confidence to take a man on. His striking of the ball's crazy, and he'll play that pass. Madueke was okay on the left, but when he went on the right, that's what I was saying to you about. It makes sense. And now all the dust settle and all the streaming that was done earlier in the window and all the rest of it, that signing makes sense because, like I said, those injuries on Sunday, if we was in that position that we're in now, but Wanyeri can cover Saka. He can't cover Saka and Odegaard, so we'd be stuffed right now. Without Madueke, we'd be in problems. We'd have one man that we want to play 2 positions. When he went out on the left, he looked good. Dowman, kid's crazy, man. The kid's just another level, another penalty one. Saw someone trying to say it was a dive. He blatantly got stepped on. And then the Yok came and done what the Yok does. And I'm loving that this guy does not care. He does not care, and that's why he's there fixing his barnet in the camera afterwards. And yeah, 5-0 is what we need to do. We need to be beating teams like that 5-0. I'm seeing more and more. Yeah. Looks like the cogs are turning, and like we're starting to move in the direction that we need to move in. And I'm just excited because we came so close, and we've been consistent. We haven't got it over the line, but we haven't dropped to 3rd or 4th in the last few years either. Both of the other big teams have. So I'm excited, man. It was a good team. There's nothing more to say. Gyökeres, that goal tally, I think, will be more because the stuff he's saying he can't do, and people say, "Oh yeah, but he only scored against the bottom teams in Portugal." That's all he needs to do. He needs to do what he done on Sunday to the lower teams. That's what we need. We don't need a guy to come and bag a hat-trick against City and Liverpool. Those games will take care of themselves. It's the games against the lower opposition where they got the low block and we can't get the winning goal. We need him to do stuff like what he did on Sunday.
Yeah.
and then they have to play, and then we will win,
Yeah.
and that's how the league, in my opinion. So yeah, man, beautiful scenes. We had a great weekend.
Yeah,
Honestly.
completely agree with what you're saying there, and we'll move on to our final match that we're going to review for today because we can't review them all, otherwise we're going to be here for 3 hours. But Nigel, you predicted them beating Fulham. I said it was going to be a draw, Fulham win. Looks like I was right, but your performance great in the first half or the first half of the first half, but after that, I mean, what is going on with Amorim? I saw and heard a crazy stat, and I've been pinging him in the group. Apparently, Amorim has managed more games than points he's picked up with Man United. 29 games managed, 28 points picked up. Is it enough? Is it enough to say that the formation isn't working? He's not suited to the league, or is there something deeper going on here? Like, give us your analysis on United
No,
and the result of
first,
the weekend.
look, I've read a lot, I've heard a lot, and you know what? If you actually take that Arsenal Leeds game as the prime example, you guys actually weren't pulling up any trees for the first half an hour or so until you got that goal, and then everything changed, right? Leeds started coming through, and then you were just picking them off, and then you started to perform. But actually, in the beginning of the game, you weren't. I was watching it thinking, "Oof, this doesn't look good," and then you got the goal, and then you
Mm.
started to perform. Actually, the first 15, 20 minutes, we absolutely blitzed them, hit posts, great saves. Oh, so close, so here and there. Goals, and then Bruno, of all players, skies the penalty. I mean, you can't make it up, right?
Rest.
Goals change game. Hmm?
That was a ref's fault.
I'm not going to bring the reference to it. I'm not even hearing that
That's what
as.
Bruno said. It was a ref's fault.
Yeah, well, I
That's
love
your captain.
Bruno, and yeah, but for the amount that he's done for us, I'm going to allow him one. I'm going to allow him one. It's okay. I can skip past that. It's fine. He was obviously very hurt and very disappointed in himself. So there's no need to dwell on that. But what it did show, and like I said, the Leeds game was a prime example. Goals change games. So we didn't score, and then and then for some reason I don't know why we went after the penalty miss seemed to affect the whole team, which was annoying because even last season and the season before we could see the goal, you could see the confidence, even as well as we had played, even last season and the season before, we could see the goal. Something happens to the team. And with that penalty miss, it seems to affect us. I was waiting for us to come out strong in the second half. It didn't. It didn't happen. We Fulham then made some really good substitutions in Raul Jimenez and your ex-player, and within 94 seconds or something, he scored. And the goal that we conceded, annoyed. I don't know what Dallo was doing on the right. Honestly, if you had just hoofed it, I guarantee you would have won that 1-0. But what we didn't see.
I think what that was Hale End coming to play football. It was a Wobie whipping the ball in, and our
Actually,
forward
when we
player,
were,
his
I know,
name's
even when we were,
England international Emil Smith Rowe.
yeah, but even when we were playing well, you can see, and there's no secret to anyone. I thought Bayern there did well the game. I didn't see him make any mistakes. I actually thought he made a very good save from when it would be volley. If you're going to start speaking about him, so give our keeper some credit. It's clear that other teams are targeting us when it comes to set pieces, but actually in terms of general play, and I even thought that even when we played you, I've seen it again. Our three centre backs, they did extremely well, and where we have the issue is in midfield. And if you're asking me, do I want to change the goalkeeper? Yes, of course I want to change the goalkeeper. But if you're looking at game by game basis, I didn't see anything that Bayern did wrong, and it was definitely wasn't down to him. In fact, it was Bruno not tracking Smith Rowe that led to the goal. But the whole goal came because everyone was pushing up because what Dallo did was inexcusable, and then put us in trouble. Very soft goal to concede, but the last few years, Fulham would have gone on to win. They didn't, and we managed to get a draw out of that. Absolutely. So yeah,
Sounds like between you were very satisfied with the fact that you won against Arsenal by losing 1-0, and now you've beaten Fulham 1-1. What I'm hearing from United fans is like
they're happy with the way they're sitting in.
They're happy with you're happy with the way that you're happy with not winning because it's the performance. It's the performance. Oh, in years gone by, Fulham would have gone on to
No,
win
no,
that.
no. That's no. Put words in my mouth. Didn't say that. You heard John say at the beginning, before he dropped that they're playing rubbish, but at least they're getting over the line, right? That's what he said. Now, what we're not doing, if we're not able, and you did that last week. You played terrible and managed to get the 3 points. We're not there yet, but what I am seeing in the game against you and in the first half against Fulham, I'm seeing a much better Manchester United that is creating chances. And I'm telling you now, we're going to start scoring. And when we do start scoring, the games will change because the opposition will come to push to try and get an equalizer, and that will leave plenty of space for our very pacey forwards to take advantage of. And so yeah,
I've got a couple of stats
because
I want to tell you.
I'll tell you why I'm not concerned. Just to answer Gavin very quickly, because our next game is Burnley. I'm telling you now, we're going to beat Burnley. You and Liverpool are playing each other, and it's either going to be a draw or one of you are going to win, right? So if one of you win, that puts us 2 points. That after 3 games, that puts us 2 points behind you guys. With all the noise that I've been hearing, when we beat Burnley, we're on 4. One of you, either you're going to win or you're going to draw against Liverpool. That'll either put us 2 or 3 points behind you. After 3 games, I'm cool. Going into the international break, close the transfer window, and then we move. I mean, honestly, you guys are talking like you're 15 points ahead of us.
What did you being so close to Arsenal and Liverpool mean?
Well, if you're saying that one of you two are going to win the league, then us being 2 or 3 points behind you actually means that I get to achieve my goals this season. So actually, it's a really
Hold
good
on. Nigel, that's a flawed way to look at it, right? Because
Why?
Let me land it. So Liverpool, by the time the 3 games have gone, would have played Bournemouth, Newcastle, Arsenal. We would have played Man United, Leeds, Liverpool. You have played us, Fulham, and Burnley. Okay.
Yeah.
4 points.
Your fixtures. When you look at those 3, one could argue your fixtures have been easier than what Liverpool, Arsenal have faced so far.
Yeah, then we play then we play Man City, and then we play, and then we because then we play Man City and Chelsea. Say that comment.
Okay, but going by your logic,
say that again.
So what happens?
Going by your logic, hold on, Gav. But going by your logic, okay, since we're playing predictors and all this, that, and the other, after 5 games, what happens if you lose to City and Chelsea and us Liverpool both win our games?
Right. So when we come on the podcast, then let's have that conversation. But until now, at the end of game 3, we are going to be either 2 or 3. We're going to be 2 or 3 points behind you. Oh well, unless you win.
But looking at the games that have been played, is that not a weird comment to make?
No, because you guys are talking. We're doing this podcast, and everyone's ranting and raving after 2 games. So I'm going to also rant and rave after 3 games. What's the difference? So you can do it, and I can't.
What do you class as ranting and raving? What part of?
Oh, first of all, the whole Old Trafford. So even beyond you guys, the whole Old Trafford empire is crumbling. It's like I'm very confused that people actually watch matches or just like look at a few tweets and then just see the scoreline and then make their assessment on the whole 90-minute game. Because I watch every single game of every single minute. I watch as many games as I possibly can. And I will tell you, if I do not see bright sparks, or if I see something of continuation from previous years, I am telling you that is not the case. And because Bayern there had a terrible game against Arsenal, it means he automatically had a terrible game against Fulham. No, he didn't. Actually, he didn't. And our back line, the 3, actually were fantastic. Lenny Yoro has been superb for the last couple of games. And I'll tell you what, if Dorgu, I'm hearing negative things against Dorgu. And I'm seeing what Kirkis is doing. And not a peep from anyone. So I understand it's Manchester United, and then this, and now everyone's talking from Kobe Mainu out there. Because he's not playing. Listen, guy, listen, my man. If you're telling me that you shriek at a challenge because the challenge is to get ahead of Bruno, who's going to be 31, and that leaves the pathway everything new. I don't understand. Watch the man pick up his game, because as good as Mainu is, he is not Bruno. I can't understand. You have a man like him that you can learn from, right? And then you literally got 10 years in that Man United midfield. They're clearing the pathway for you. And I'm hearing that he's unhappy and he wants to leave. Okay, then leave. I cannot have like Man United fans who are going into meltdown. Honestly, if you're telling me, look what we just said about Arsenal, the players that you've got and the squad that you are building. My gosh, the challenge. Odegaard best be careful, because if he doesn't pick up his game, Wanyeri or even Eze will come and play in the middle, right? But so every other team can have competition. But at me, when we're at my club, when we're trying to build a squad, Mainu's not playing. Oh my gosh, Amra doesn't know what he's doing. But it's okay for Man City to have £100 million footballer on the bench, right?
Can I,
And all these things. It's okay
can
for everyone to have a squad apart from Manchester United. I don't subscribe to that.
I ask you a question? I don't think it's the competition that's the issue. I think it's the issues that I hear a lot of Arsenal fans grumbling about when Odegaard's not playing well. Like, why don't we put Ranieri in there? Like Bruno's not having a good time of it. Is what?
Yeah, but but I can also say I've also been through this for the last few years. Before, play Central. Oh, he's rubbish. Oh, then Rashford. Oh, he's not rubbish. Get him out. Play Anthony. Oh, he's rubbish. And honestly, it's just it's.
That's the fan base. And
But yeah, that's the fan. But not just that. It's the media. No, but it's the media. It's the media as well. It is the media, and the worst ones are people like there's some other Alex Crook, for example, on Talksport. Oh my goodness, this guy also talks a whole lot of. I understand that we're now in the era where people have to say things for clicks and to get traffic, even though the actual words that you're reading is a load of garbage. But you manage by writing a stupid headline, you manage to get clicks and advertise, and that's how the advertising model works. I understand all of that. But if you're looking at the game, do I think our midfield is weak? Yes, I absolutely do. Would I prefer that we didn't have to play Casemiro game after game? If the better question to ask me is, were you happy with the substitutions that Amarim made in the game when we were chasing it? He brought in Ugarte, who also had a terrible performance against you, and he also didn't perform well again when he came on to Fulham. Do I understand what he was trying to do? Yes, he was trying to close out the game to get a 1-0 win, and like Mourinho used to do, and it didn't work, right? So if you want to talk about stuff like that, then yes, I'm with you. I think Amarim has to make better choices and he took off Shaw and bought on Heaven and took off Euro and bought on Maguire. Although Maguire nearly won at the end. I did it, sorry.
He left Sesko on the bench as well, which was weird. But
I'm not worried about that one. We got the Burnley game. I think play him that. We have to learn lessons from what we did with Hoyland. I haven't got any issues with that. We got Burnley tomorrow, then play them there. And then League Cup tomorrow. Play the team then. Yeah, we're not in Europe, didn't you know?
I didn't.
The reason why, so because we're not in Europe, we're going to play in this round of the League Cup, which is fine because when we get this is a great opportunity to blood our new players and another game for them to build cohesion together. So I actually don't have an issue with it. That's the situation that we find ourselves in this season, and we'll get ourselves out of it at the end of the season.
I thought it was in the Conference League or something. One thing I wanted to say though.
Nah, who wants to be in that? I'd rather be in the League Cup than that. Thank you.
Fair enough. What I thought, what I want your thoughts on is, remember last week I was saying to you, I think United really wanted to beat us, and that was the fight and vigor that I saw on the first day of the season, opening or the Sunday. Was it last Sunday? I can't remember what my days now.
Yeah. It was Sunday.
Fight and vigor that we saw at Old Trafford from you guys. I wasn't convinced that we'll see it moving forward, and I think it was missing. That was
no. That again, no. The way we started the game up until Bruno missed, your words are completely wrong. If you're asking me, did the penalty miss and the fact that we missed so many chances affect the team? Yes, we did. But did we start the game how we started against Arsenal? Absolutely, we did. If you don't believe me, go and watch the highlights.
It didn't continue through the game, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So and yes, and this I hold my hands up. But did we start the game like that? Yes, we did. And do goals change games? Yes, they do. Did we put the ball in the net? No, we didn't. Disappointingly.
You scored first, huh?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and then because of the pressure to win the 3 points, we then made defensive substitutions to try and see it out, and then it didn't work. But at least we didn't lose the game. That's what happened. That's literally the game.
Okay. Is Amarim the right guy for the job in your opinion?
Yes.
Honestly.
Yeah. Okay. Before we
but you have to remember, we have a nearly 34-year-old midfielder that he wants to cover the pitch. Now, if you're asking me, do I wish he would move to a 3 in the middle and then play Casemiro, Mainu, and Bruno, and the 3? Yes. If you're asking me, do I wish he would be a bit more flexible? And yes, I do. Absolutely, I do. And
You think
But do I think the guys? Do I think do I think he's got a good manager? And also, number one thing we have to clear. Every manager's come in. Even Ranić, if he gave the most critical assessment of our squad, and he actually said that everyone laughed him out of the club. But if you actually look at the words that he said, you've seen it before your eyes after he has left. Amorim has seen it, and I'm letting this man work and clear it out, just like Arteta did at Arsenal. Because I'm telling you now, if we do not do this clear out, you can bring in whoever you want, probably other than Luis Enrique, and it will be the same. All right.
I
Okay. Before we close out the show, I just want to quickly throw a stat at you that we have in the comments here, Nigel. Just want to get your opinion on it, and then we'll end the show there. Okay, so we'll let you have the last word on this. Amorim, since he arrived, has no back-to-back wins, yet Thomas Frank has done it in 2 games. How's that make you feel?
What? That's like saying what?
Amorim has yet to have back-to-back wins.
Okay,
United
do you know
manager.
what? Then you're right. Thomas Frank is amongst the top 3 managers in the world, and Spurs are probably going to win the league. I don't know what you want me to do with that.
And on that note, guys, we're going to end the stream here. Thank you for joining me. To the viewers that are out there, thank you for joining us. Nigel, I will see you in a couple of days for our week 3 preview episode.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one.
All right, Gav, nice. Thanks for joining me.
Finally.
To all the rest of you guys out there, we'll see you on the next episode of Over the Line.
See you on the next one. Thank you. Good.